In today's news, gunshots reported in East End. Police investigate possible drive-by. 4 men acquitted in DALY case. No case submission upheld. Premier defends $220K contract aid. Sponsorship for YOLO event. Backed. No further bailout planned. Poor priorities. No plan. Turnbull criticizes the Premier's campaign ahead of a no confidence vote. Premier, the UK envoy, discuss UN PACT. Dr. Wheatley, in addition to other stakeholders, and the airport emergency simultaneous is ongoing. BVIAA conducts drills increased, and their presence, of course, with emergency teams. In addition, public officers complete training. 3 officers finish 1-month customer service apprenticeship. Invest 94L approaches territory developing systems, and that may bring heavy and rain and storms by Friday. We have the details of this and so much more when 284 News returns.
There are many ways to enjoy life, like so many ways to count on Popular.
As the winds start to whisper of approaching storms, it's time to safeguard your sanctuary.
Hey, have you checked your insurance policy lately?
Not recently. Why?
It's very important to check your insurance policy before the hurricane season.
That's a good idea. I'll reach out to my provider and get some information.
Awesome. Come, son, let's plan for emergencies together. We're gonna include your favorite comfort kit.
Thanks, Dad. That makes me feel safer.
We're packing extra medications and extra batteries for your hearing aid.
And by the way, don't forget my glasses.
Okay, Pops.
Alright, let me see. Okay.
Going on, dog?
What you saying? You good?
You got truck? How you on here
Well,
doing?
I hear trimming some of the branches to make sure they don't cause a frig when the storm come.
Fair point. I gotta go clean out the gutter them down by me so nothing don't build up. You know how that could go sometimes.
Makes sense. That sounds good. We gotta be prepared.
Facts.
Sometimes we get off track, but that's okay.
Yo, thanks for chilling with the dog today, you know.
Man, anytime, you know I got you.
Yeah, but the place so damn hot now. And you know the old people them say when it's so hot, a storm somewhere out there coming.
Listen, I rebuke that in the name of great God of the universe, okay? Let me move these stuff so they don't cause a problem.
Alright, me want my neighbor window get knocked out at all,
Facts.
Mr.
Remember, we're in this together. Reach out to your community, lend a hand, and shield each other from the storm's challenges. A message from the Department of Disaster Management and 284 Media.
Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of 284 News. It is Wednesday, October 16th, 2024. I'm Ron Grant, bringing you the very latest out of Tortola in Virgin Islands. A happy Wednesday's wish to everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Beginning our newscast on the local scene, residents of East End Longlook reported hearing gunshots in their community just before 5 p.m. on yesterday, Tuesday, October 15th, prompting a heavy police response. Details about the incident remain scarce, but one resident described it as a drive-by shooting. As of Tuesday evening, there were no reports of injuries related to the incident. Witnesses noted a significant increase in police presence in the area following the reported gunfire. The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force confirmed receiving a report of gunshots in Fat Hogs Bay and indicated that despite officers responding to the scene, there was nothing found on the scene pertaining to that report. The investigation remains ongoing. More details will become available. 4 men accused of the 2020 murder of Matthew DALY some 4 years ago were acquitted today, Tuesday, October 15th, after Justice Ravi Prasad upheld a no-case submission from their defense attorneys, citing insufficient evidence. The 5-week trial, which began on September 16, 2024, ended with the judge directing the jury to return a not guilty verdict for Edwards Crook, Jashawn Benjamin, Micah Ormond, and Kevon Chukatu. Despite the acquittal, legal tension arose when the prosecution swiftly moved to appeal the verdict outside the High Court. Reports indicate that officers from the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force attempted to serve notices of appeal to the men moments after their release, but this action was met with strong opposition from the defense team, who argued that the appeal documents had been prepared before the judge's ruling. Attorneys Stephen Daniels, Valston Graham, and Valerie Stevens Gordon advised their clients not to accept the notices, resulting in a standoff outside the courthouse. The officers claimed the documents were time-stamped after the judge's decision, but the defense's refusal to acknowledge service left the case in a state of legal uncertainty. As both sides consider their next moves, the acquitted men remain free with no further legal matters pending for Crook, Ormond, and Chukadu. However, Benjamin remains in custody due to a separate case in which he has already pleaded guilty. In October of 2021, the Director of Public Prosecutions, Tiffany Scatliff, presented evidence before Magistrate Kadeen Palmer during a virtual hearing, which included CCTV footage and cell phone data that she said linked the men to the DALY's murder. The prosecution had argued that the murder was a hit with financial compensation paid to the four accused. Before their release, Justice Prasad urged the men to turn their lives around and contribute positively to society. It is important to mention that this is not the first, but of many cases where no case submission has been handled and many persons have been set free. Premier and Minister for Finance, Dr. the Honorable Natalia D. Wheatley, has made it clear that no additional funds will be provided to YOLO Promotions if their highly anticipated Vibes Cartel show scheduled for March 2025 does not meet expectations. Speaking during a recent interview on JTV's Big Story with Miss Kathy Richards on Monday, October 14th, the Premier addressed growing public concerns following the revelation that his government approved some $220,000 in sponsorship to assist YOLO Promotions with their upcoming event. During the interview, Premier Wheatley defended the decision, expressing confidence in YOLO Promotions' ability to successfully host this concert, citing the promoter's years of experience within the industry.
I've made a commitment, so the promoters will have to ensure that they can raise the money to get this show done. And you know, some persons may say what they want to say about YOLO Promotions, but part of the reason why we were able to I should say I made the decision to sponsor YOLO is because they have a great deal of experience in putting on shows. I would say that YOLO Promotions probably has put on the most shows out of any promoter in the Virgin Islands. YOLO is very persistent, they're very tenacious, and they don't give up. And they were able to put on some successful shows earlier this year. In particular, I would single out the Black on Black. They know what it takes to be able to put on a show. Now, this show is much bigger show than they have ever done. But based on their commitment, in particular to dancehall music, I thought that we should give them the opportunity.
He also clarified rumors about the sponsorship amount, stating that the $220,000 was not even close to half of what it cost to secure the performance of the Jamaican dance hall artists. He described the amount as a drop in the bucket compared to the overall cost of hosting such a major event.
I made it very clear, that you're going to have to be able to raise the rest of the money. There's no small amount of money that will be required to get this show done. That sponsorship wasn't even 50% of what is required to get the show done. But you have to get it done. I believe that you can get it done, and please don't prove me wrong, because I'm putting faith and trust in you based on your track record of being able to put on these shows successfully. So some persons would say, well, why YOLO, why Steve? We have a way, Kathy, of we have a way of pigeonholing persons, putting them in a box, and then we decide in the BVI that we blacklist persons. We don't want anything to do with them. They can't grow, they can't flourish. Some people even feel as though they have to leave the Virgin Islands because of how people regard them and respect them and how they treat them, and they don't support their efforts.
Despite public outcry suggesting that the funds could have been allocated to other pressing societal issues, Wheatley affirmed that investing in the BVI's tourism product is crucial and noted that the funds came from the tourism budget and not from the other essential areas of the government spending. He also explained that similar investments had been made in the past, referencing to the successful Buju Banton concert, which drew a massive crowd and generated substantial economic activity following the territory. Premier Wheatley also in this interview stated that the government did not uphold its commitment to the Buju concert, leaving the event in a deficit. However, he is still continuing with sponsoring another event as such. Wheatley believes the Vibes Cartel show could replicate this success.
The Buju Banton show is perhaps the best example of how this will play out. Buju Banton was in prison and he could not perform in the United States of America.
At the time, yeah.
He could not perform in the United States of America at the time. So it presented an opportunity for the Virgin Islands because of the close proximity to the U.S. Virgin Islands, to Puerto Rico. It presents opportunity for persons to travel. And we see that Vibes Cartel, in a similar situation, has been released from prison, acquitted from the Privy Council in London, United Kingdom. And he will not be performing in the United States anytime soon. And it presents an opportunity because Vibes Cartel is one of the biggest dancehall artists in history, that he will attract visitors. And this is the goal of tourism, to attract visitors. He will attract visitors from the United States, Virgin Islands, mainland United States, Puerto Rico. We're even seeing persons showing interest from St. Martin, St. Kitts, Antigua, because there's no other show in this area of the northern Leeward Islands or in this area of the Eastern Caribbean.
Regarding concerns about how the government will recoup its investment, Premier Wheatley explained that the return will come through taxes and other economic activities generated by this event.
Most likely, this is my estimation, most likely the same money that the government put in sponsorship to help to make the show a reality, the government will get back that money in taxes. And beyond that, the government would have stimulated the economy. Because of course we know that we have a responsibility. This is the job of the government, to make private businesses successful. We want to see the barbershop successful. We want to see the hair salon successful. We want to see the rent-a-car successful, the hotel successful. So we have a partnership with the businesses which are a part of the tourism industry. And we have a responsibility to make sure that they benefit and the people of the Virgin Islands benefit, Kathy. I'm going to let you come in right now, but let me just say this. We just got our tourism numbers for the third quarter. And this is the second best performance as it pertains to incoming visitors through 9 months.
Up next, viewers, we have much more on the local scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Attention Anegada residents! Attention Anegada residents! CCT is coming to you! That's right! CCT will be visiting Anegada every third Wednesday of the month. Need to pay your bill? Sign up for a new service? Or have a customer service concern? CCT has got you covered! No need to leave the island. CCT is here to make staying connected easier than ever. Mark your calendars for every third Wednesday starting October 16th and visit us for all your CCT service needs. For more information, call us at 444-4444 or follow us on any of our social media pages. See you soon, Anegada!
There are many ways to enjoy life, like so many ways to count on Popular.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Moving right along on the local scene, the Honorable Melvin Turnbull, representative for the 2nd Electoral District in the Virgin Islands, has sharply criticized Premier Dr. the Honorable Natayo D. Wheatley's recent public engagements, describing them as, and I quote, all-out campaigning ahead of a motion of no confidence scheduled for Friday in the House of Assembly, October 18th. Turnbull specifically referenced a recent 2-hour live interview on JTV, which he characterized as, and I quote, a rant. The opposition member suggested that such extensive efforts to justify decisions might indicate misplaced priorities.
Last night he had a 2-hour rant, so to speak, on JTV where he was talking about everything. He was talking about what he's doing, he's defending this and he's defending that. But if you have to go to the extent to use all sorts of words and excuses to justify decisions that you are making that does not benefit the country based on the needs and the concerns that the people of the Virgin Islands currently have, then your priorities are all messed up.
Turnbull also called for a concrete plan that benefits the people of the Virgin Islands, expressing skepticism about unsubsidized promises being made by the Premier. He said, and I quote, "Where is the plan?" stating that there is a need for the government to create and adhere to a strategy that prioritizes the territories and its residents.
There's 3 ways to defeat a people, a business, and a country. If there's no plan, no commitment to the plan, or we simply move too slow. Well, the Premier and his government have it in reverse. As the honorable member for the 6th said, full speed for party. Everything, as you would say, when you say party, he said me. And that's what is happening. But now there's a justification for how you're and why you're spending these monies. Last night I listened to him talk about sustainability and food security. Oh, we're going to have the reservoir in Paraquita Bay 2025. We're going to have a marketing complex for fishing and farming in Paraquita Bay 2025. And I'm listening and looking at the comments, and people are like, "Go Premier, you're doing a good job. Where is the plan?" I could tell you I built in a multi-million-dollar facility in the pond in King Garden Bay, and you shake your head and say, "But until you see a plan, there's nothing happening." And he continues to hail us and insult the people of the Virgin Islands intelligent with just this endless chatter. There is no plan that has come forward for agriculture. The junior minister for agriculture said there is no plan. When we ask the questions in the House, there is no plan. So how you want to do things, but the only thing that there seems to be a plan for is partying and wasting the public's funds and then trying to justify it.
Turnbull chided the Premier, the government's initiative, and continued on spending within the entertainment initiatives, the most recent of which he labeled, and I quote, as failures.
You spend $250,000 on a non-stop party, that failed. You turn around again with no agreement from your government and your cabinet. Then you have a music fest. You clear out the whole up behind the complex. Had a party for $936,000. That failed too because nobody showed up. And the administrative complex is still sitting there. The RTR administrative complex is still sitting there. Some 7.5 years later after the hurricanes, which received $11 million in insurance premiums. And somebody went in there yesterday and said, "Mitch, they rat them in there running every day. No more fit, nothing more than a fit rat them in there. They're just running around." So where are the priorities? Where are the plans for this territory? What are we doing? Not just listening to chatter, not just listening to excuses, and not just listening to the blame game that this government and the Premier continues to push.
Premier Dr. the Honorable Natayo D. Wheatley and United Kingdom Ambassador H.E. James Kachuru have discussed international cooperation between the UK and overseas territories following a United Nations agreement on the PACT of the Future, a declaration aimed at reforming the international system to encourage a safer, more peaceful, sustainable, and inclusive world for tomorrow's generation. In this regard, Premier Wheatley and Ambassador Karuchi discuss the expert views launched by UK Foreign Secretary Right Honourable David Lammy in September that are currently examining the UK's global impact, how to maximize the benefits of the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, Joint Integrated Development Diplomacy model in its development work, as well as the UK's economic capability in diplomacy. Wheatley stressed the importance of the OTs being considered in the expert reviews in the context of a modern partnership between the UK and the OTs and respect for the OTs' self-determination. Ambassador Carucci affirmed the UK's stance on commitment to security, stability, as well as prosperity of the OTs, as well as the importance of UK-OT partnership and international cooperation. Speaking on his meeting with Ambassador Carucci, Premier Wheatley said he is grateful for the genuine efforts of Ambassador Carucci and the UK permanent mission to engage with the British Virgin Islands and other overseas territories on the relevant international and multilateral issues within the UK, as well as OT relationships. The meeting took place at the offices of the UK Permanent Mission in the UN in New York on the 7th of October. Premier Wheatley was joined by Special Envoy, Mr. Benito Wheatley. Up next, viewers, we have much more on the local scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Pop the Balloon or Find the Connection. Let's meet our first contender, ladies. Okay, Joey, so do you have any toxic traits?
I'm very restrictive. I don't give more time. What you get is what you get. I don't like to give unlimited time. That's it.
Okay, can you tell us why you popped your balloon?
That's a little too restricted for me.
Thank you for coming. Okay, ladies, so let's meet our second contender.
Sorry, excuse me. Why did you pop a balloon? I could give you minutes, data, unlimited call, overseas call, fiber. What else you need?
My friend used to date you. You are scam. She used to pay for everything and more. Nothing to offer.
Okay, ladies, let's welcome our last contender. You look nice. Can you tell us your name?
Thank you. My name is Christian Charles Thomas. They call me C Sweetie.
What do you have to offer these ladies?
Well, security, trust, unlimited time, and a pretty fast.
Okay, so do you have any deal breakers?
Nah, but here's my number. 444-4444. Y tú, vida ilimitada.
Okay, guys, so no pop balloons.
For a fast, reliable, and secure connection for your personal or business life, call us at 444-4444 or visit any of our CCT stores and we'll get you connected with the perfect match for you.
At Partners for Kids, your child's health and happiness are at the heart of everything we do. We've been the trusted medical home for children and adolescents up to 18 years old. And now, we are excited to welcome a new member to our family of healthcare professionals. Introducing Dr. Aisha Maxwell, our new family practitioner. Dr. Maxwell brings a wealth of experience and deep passion for pediatric and adult care, ready to join our team in providing first-rate health services to your family. At Partners for Kids, we believe in a collaborative approach to healthcare. With partners in occupational therapy and clinical psychology, Partners for Kids, where caring is just the beginning. Visit us at Road Reef Plaza, Tortola, open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call us at 284-444-5437 or reach out at info@partnersforkids.com to learn more.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Moving right along in the British Virgin Islands, the British Virgin Islands Airports Authority is advising the public to be aware of increased emergency service activity at local airports as it conducts its biannual emergency simultaneous exercise. Now, these exercises will take place between Monday, October 7th and Thursday, November 7th at the Terence B. Lettsome International Airport on Beef Island, August George International Airport on Anegada, and as well as Virgin Gorda International Airport. Residents and visitors are urged not to be alarmed by the heightened presence of emergency personnel and equipped during these exercises, which are being conducted to test operational procedures as well as the response capabilities of both the authority's internal teams and external agencies. The exercises will take place during the airport's operational hours, and public announcements will be made on the day of each exercise to ensure awareness as well as reduce concern. The BVIAA emphasized that these drills are regularly required and conducted in compliance with the Overseas Territories Aviation Requirements, Parts 178 and 139. They are essential for ensuring the safety and efficiency of the territory's airports by assessing the readiness of emergency response teams. The authority remains, they say, committed to upholding international aviation safety standards and ensuring the Virgin Islands airports continues to operate as safe and efficient to the gateways for travel. Residents are encouraged to stay informed and cooperate during the exercises. By participating in these drills, the BVIAA ensures it remains prepared for real-life emergencies, safeguarding both the travelers as well as the territory's aviation infrastructure. 3 public officers have completed a 1-month apprenticeship placement at the Customer Service Care Center in the government of the Virgin Islands. The officers are Nemesina Lambert of Department of Agriculture and Fisheries and Kishita Williams from the Survey Department, as well as Mrs. Marcia Green of the Land Registry Department, all within the Ministry of Environment, Natural Resources and Climate Change. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Environment, Natural Resources and Climate Change, Dr. Ronald Smith Berkeley, commented on the value of officers within the ministry receiving in-depth customer service training, stating that the ministry fully supports capacity building for its team. Smith Berkeley said the officers received a first-hand introduction to the comprehensive operations of the center, which serves as the public's first point of contact for the government of the Virgin Islands. He said, and I quote, "We are happy to partner with the Customer Service Care Center of the Office of the Deputy Governor on this apprenticeship initiative, which presents a unique opportunity for learning and development." Smith Berkeley added, and I quote, "The learning outcomes included improved call handling techniques in a busy environment, increased knowledge of the public service through assisting through a variety of callers, and improved email drafting as well as handling. We are committed to ensuring public officers across the ministry are afforded opportunities to advance their individual skills as we strive to produce world-class service to our clients." Following the completion of their placement, the officers were hosted by Deputy Governor Mr. David D. Archer Jr. for a discussion aimed at assessing the outcome of their time and providing inspiration for a continued effort toward personal development. Invest 94L, a developing weather system, is moving across the Atlantic and could influence weather conditions near the territory by Friday. The area of disturbed weather, which may soon develop into a tropical cyclone, is currently positioned about 1,260 miles southeast of the territory. As of Wednesday, Invest 94L is moving westward at around 12 miles per hour with sustained winds at 28 miles per hour. Forecast models predict the system will track westward to west-northwestward over the coming days, potentially passing very close to north of Anegada. Meteorologists expect Invest 94L to strengthen into a tropical depression by late Friday or early Saturday. If this occurs, the territory could experience increased thunderstorm activities and heavy rainfall over the weekend, raising concerns about potential flash flooding in coastal and urban areas. In addition to the rain, hazardous marine conditions are likely, with wave heights reaching up to 8 feet and northeasterly swells approaching 4 feet. Residents, especially those in low-lying coastal areas, are urged to monitor updates from the Department of Disaster Management and take necessary precautions against the risk of flooding and strong surf. Viewers, that is it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for your daily news updates at 284media.com. Follow us on our WhatsApp channel, as well as Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Ron Grant. Have a safe and enjoyable evening. Goodbye. Happy Wednesday.